Giddy up, get on in. And reruns or live, we're here. And we're going to talk about that one thing that you need to do if you're going to lead an online group. What could that be, right? There's more than one thing. And I'm going to be honest, there definitely is more than one thing. But if you can just keep this in mind, buckaroo. I've been talking about the wild, wild west and the crazy things that can happen in a community, in a group, that whether it's an online group or an in-person group, if it's left unchecked and there's no leader present, the things that can go wrong, right? Listen, like I said, I reckon I'm going to clean up this one horse town, and we're going to talk about that tonight. It's going to be quick, and we're going to get right to it. I'm Nancy Lewis Hill, the Lightened Up Entrepreneur, and I help amazing people like you to have those communities that help you to deliver a greater impact in the world that you were designed to make. So let's get going with that, right? So the one thing, let's just jump into some ideas about this, right? So one of the things that I've been talking about over the past couple of weeks is that whole wild, wild west, right? And when things are out of hand, and then you have no semblance of order, right? That's the worst thing you could have happen in your community. That's one of the things that probably freaks us out the most. But I'm going to tell you something right now. It's very important. This is very important that you know. You got to get... Thank you for the hair comment, Joanne. I went and cut it all off, girl. Anyhow, I'm going to make this really quick tonight, but I am jumping in with all of you live and loud. So I am not holding back tonight. So jumping in here, have you ever had a group that you had to lead and then it just went all wrong, right? It just went wild. It was like trying to herd cats, and that's herd with a D, not hurt, herd cats, and everybody's going in all different directions. Well, here's the thing about that. This is major, major importance. Gloves are off, girl. This is it. I'm telling you, because there's that one thing that you've got to do, and it's might be a little bit scary, but groups gone wild. It's a thing. All right. Here's what you need to know. There is gonna have to be fears, yours, mine, and ours. The fears, yours, mine, and ours. If you're going to lead a community, whatever that is that your community is going to be, you need to understand and you need to recognize and acknowledge that there are going to be a myriad of people that are going to be involved there. And if you're going to move everyone, if you want to move, there's a line that was student body right, student body left. If you want everybody to move to the same groove, as they say, then you're going to have to accept the fact that there's going to be different feelings from different people based on their different experiences that they've had in their lives, right? So, and an overused word, by the way, if you get anything here tonight that really rings a bell, yeah, I reckon it does. Go ahead and give it a hashtag Nancy tip, and drop that down there. Let me know you've got a hashtag Nancy tip, and so let's roll it. Like I said, you're going to have a myriad of people's reactions, and how they respond to a situation is based on how much they've grown in an area or how much they worked on something that's been going on in their life, right? So we all have baggage. Yep. Hitch up your wagon. Like I said before, the Conestoga is loaded with all kinds of baggage. Watch out, Bullwinkle. Sorry, I didn't mean to knock you out of the window. But with the matter of what your baggage is, that's the key. Yours, mine, ours. If you're going to lead the group, if you're going to lead the community, it's imperative that you do a little bit of work on yourself, because it is yours, mine, and ours. They may have your community. When I say they, that's the community, may react a certain way, but so may you. And if you haven't worked through the things that set you off, if you haven't worked through the things that make you feel a little bit, I don't know, worked up, you get all fired up, then you need to do that first, my friend. You need to do that first, because you are now, whether or not you want to face it, you are now the leader. you now need to be the one who sets the example and the space. So what you have to do is you have to acknowledge that you've got blind spots. Yeah, you've got blind spots, and you have to get to know them. You get to know that you have blind spots, and that happens oftentimes. That will happen by you being associated with other people who grow with you or who help grow you and help you expand your ideas of what you have experienced and how you've processed them. But you have to be first willing to explore the whole idea that you have blind spots, and you have to be willing to explore this. Is this making sense? Is that making sense to you? That if you don't look at the blind spots that you have, this is what the problem becomes, is you are not able to help your community with the blind spots they're going to have. So the Wild West is going to take off, friend, if you haven't figured out what it is that gets you all riled up so that you can help your community members feel safe and feel supported, feel able to be open about what's going on, feel that they can express what they're feeling and what they're experiencing, and knowing that you have done your work on yourself so that you understand how uncomfortable it is. You understand what needs to be done. You understand the work that's involved, and you also understand that, look, if you don't fix them, their blind spots, it's going to get ugly, ugly, ugly. And the last thing we want in a group, in our communities, when we're doing them, is to have it be out of control and just have random, I don't know, horses run amok, I suppose. So like I said, today was going to be super duper short, sweet, to the point. The one thing that you need to do if you are going to have and lead. Did I talk about the bushwhacking? I can throw this one. I thought this was funny. Be the example. Bushwhacking is what I want to say. When you bushwhacking, one of the things that's better for hiking is if you're behind somebody who's leading the way, because they get bushwhacked all the time. You walk through and the branch goes out and then whack, whack. So the person in the front is going to get whacked a whole lot. But if you're blazing the trail, if you're leading the group, if you're ahead of everybody else and telling them it's okay, it's safe, we're going to go down this road, this is good, you have to be willing to know that you are going to be bushwhacked. It's okay. All right? It's going to be okay. That's it. Very short and sweet. I want to get right to the point tonight. The one thing that you need to work on, the one thing that you need to have in place, if you're going to lead a group, if you're going to lead a community, the one thing you need to do is you need to acknowledge that you have blind spots. You need to work on your blind spots. You need to know what triggers you. You need to know what your fears are. You need to know what sets you off. Because guaranteed, in the myriad of folks who will be in your groups, in your communities, you are going to come across somebody that's going to step in your blind spot, and you need to be prepared and walk them through, be the example. That's it for me. I will be back here next Thursday. What? Him? Yes, we'll be here together next Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Be here because you don't want to be square. And that is all I got for you tonight. Have a fantastic one, and we'll see you back here next week. You'll be back, right? I know you will. Can't resist the urge.